You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith.
And I'm Tim Fulton.
And this is the fight recap for UFC 246, McGregor versus Cerrone. Holy shit.
Holy shit. Was this a night?
All right, so we're going to break down Holly Holm, but Holly Holm won. And that's it. She did good against Cage.
Slow start, slow match.
Slow finish, good grind out work. Cool. Boom. Next. Sorry, Holly. Sorry.
All right, we're going to get to what everyone really wants to talk about, McGregor versus Cowboy.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
So, thoughts leading up to this. We talked about it last time. Said Cerrone's slow starter, Conor's fast starter. First two rounds gave the advantage to Conor. Last three said Cowboy could turn the tide. Just to start it off, it didn't go anywhere near that.
Not even close.
40 seconds, I think it was.
Yeah.
And when he came out, he threw that quick left hand that he overextended on, and I thought he was going to get taken down.
I thought that too. That was my one. I mean, that was the only chance we had to have a sliver of hope for the Cowboy fans out there.
And that's how it ended up.
I love a beautiful dodge, and that was a beautiful dodge.
Yeah, and Conor's usually very accurate, but he dodged it. But that, again, he got in deep on the shot. Shows how good Conor is at takedown defense, especially early in the fight.
Yeah.
And then he did something I've never seen anybody do with that effect, which was the shoulder strikes. I've never seen somebody rock someone or even inflict anything more like a nuisance damage.
Yeah, exactly.
To him, he broke his nose, I believe, with a shoulder strike and rocked him.
Yeah.
Right in the beginning of the fight, totally disoriented him, backed him off. Couple seconds went by, head kicked him, went on the ground. And one of the things that Conor is very good at, and he's shown this in the past, is his patience when he has somebody hurt. He doesn't just go in and windmill punches. He picks his shots. And a lot of times, like, you get nervous because you think he's going to, like, hold off, but he's picking his shots when he does it. And Cowboy's one of the toughest fucking dudes ever do it. But goddamn, that was a fucking...
That was an intense 30, 40 seconds,
Dude,
however long it was.
yeah.
And it only lasted that long because Herb Dean allowed it to.
He gave Cowboy every chance.
He did. It was early on, so he gave him a chance, but there was no real coming back from that.
No. Anything more than that would have been... it would have been just unnecessary.
Exactly. Especially he has to have a broken nose.
Oh yeah, he does. You saw it was dented after the shoulder
Yeah.
strike. But I mean, fucking Jesus Christ, dude, he came out like a goddamn Viking.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You know, I'm a huge Cowboy fan.
As am I.
Not the biggest McGregor fan in the world. One of the biggest issues I have with this guy is that he thinks he's holier than thou. He has this like, look at me, I'm the fucking best attitude. And one of the problems with that is that he's absolutely right. This performance was nothing but spectacular. He obviously dominated the whole goddamn 10 seconds that it lasted.
Yeah.
He
did.
It was above and beyond. The fucking champ is back. The champ is back.
Champ is
like,
back.
You can't. You said this before. You can't
deny
his athleticism. Like,
yeah.
The uniqueness of this man is just so
he has
stellar.
something. He has something that nobody else has, and he puts everything together the way that nobody else can.
Yeah.
In situations that most people falter in.
Yeah. Like, how do you can't prepare for
and
shit like
the
that.
craziest thing is, dude, is that you see him when he's on TV before he's going to fight, during the press conferences. If you watch interviews with him, he's really not to that extent of like the arrogance and all that.
Uh-huh.
He's way more humble when it comes to like the fight game and his opponents and stuff like that. He'll talk to someone like a person when he's not doing like a real promotional event, and it's kind of hard because not a lot of people have the time to watch that shit.
Yeah.
But if you just catch clips of him talking before the fight, after the fight, it seems like it's a big bravado. But again, the guy's the best, if not one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
So it's like, and he's the best at kicking ass.
Yeah.
So it comes with the territory.
So undeniable.
Yeah, and it's like
so frustrating.
Yeah, he's like the most popular MMA fighter to ever live, and then they were talking about it during the fight. He goes and fights the best boxer, arguably, to ever live, does fairly well, and he's never boxed. And it was the second highest selling pay-per-view of all time in boxing history that they did.
And he had people convinced he could do it.
Yeah, and
think about that. He had never been in a boxing match in his life.
no, never.
Professional.
Get this, Teddy Atlas, who used to be Mike Tyson's trainer.
Okay.
He's basically regarded as one of like the forefathers that you go to when you want to know boxing. The guy is just a historian on it. He's in the game still. And he said that the judges got it wrong when they only gave Conor 1 round. He said that Conor won 4 or more rounds in that fight, which just goes to show you, like, what the fuck? Like, he's an anomaly. He's a fucking anomaly. I thought it was cool that these two respected each other so much.
I will say I do have a little bit more props for McGregor after watching the lead up to this fight. I mean, it's hard to diss Cowboy from the get-go anyway.
Yeah.
But they did have huge respect both before and after. Cowboy, man, what a gracious loser.
Yeah, man. He was fucking awesome. It was awesome to see that mutual respect and that, like, the old school martial arts shit. Like, yeah, we're going to fight. We got to sell the fights. We got to talk a little shit. But they were really like, they sold the fight on mutual respect.
Yeah.
From one another, which was awesome because when you like both fighters, you don't want to see somebody like get shit talked and then lose.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like refreshing. And then at the end, when like Donald's grandmother came in and hugged him, you're like, ah. And then Conor hugged her, you're like, ah.
I have so many mixed emotions.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah.
I'm not crying.
Fantastic fight.
Dude. All right, so in your opinion, who's next?
I think they probably will make the Jorge Masvidal fight. If I had to guess,
It makes sense.
It makes sense because do you give Conor another fight at the title? It's like, I don't know. I would probably rather see him versus Jorge as a fight fan than him versus Khabib.
Yeah.
Because I think in the weird world of MMA math, Khabib has the style that is the worst possible matchup for Conor.
Yeah.
And it's in the worst possible scenario, which is the cage. Because when I've heard professional fighters break down Khabib's wrestling, because obviously they know way more about that than I do.
Yeah.
So, but what they were saying was his wrestling is very cage oriented, and it's not like power doubles and stuff like that. He needs the cage. He needs to put you against the cage to get you to the ground. And if you can stay away from the cage, you have a way better chance of staying on your feet. But the problem is that it's so, the possibility of you getting your back put against the cage with Khabib is very high.
With anyone, really.
Yeah.
The ring seems big, but it's not.
Yeah.
Your ability to end up against the cage at any point during any given round is astronomically high. Like,
yes.
It goes there. If it doesn't go to the ground, it goes to the cage.
You have to be a wizard to be able to do that against a guy as good as Khabib.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think that if Conor beat Khabib, he is the greatest fighter for those divisions of all time. He's the greatest fighter at 155 because he's won 2 titles in 2 different weight divisions. He was the first guy to ever hold 2 at the same time. Now, you can say that was granted because he was a star. They wanted him to do it for the accolades or whatever, but he still did it. Most people have a hard enough time even getting a title shot, let alone winning 2 titles.
Yeah.
And he just said that he broke a record, and he's the only dude to hold knockout victories in 3 weight classes.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's obscene.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, if he beats the guy that no one can beat, and no one can even win a round against, I don't see how you can make an argument right now. Like, right now thinking, I don't see how you can make an argument that he wouldn't be the GOAT.
Yeah.
So, if he ends up beating, I mean, especially if he beats Jorge. If he beats Jorge and then he goes on to beat Khabib, you're talking like a whole nother atmosphere that he's in.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think the Jorge fight should be next and probably will be next. He's coming off the Banff title.
Yeah.
McGregor.
And it's money.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine how well
the 2 biggest names in the sport right now.
Yeah, that match will sell itself in the blink of an eye. They could do it tomorrow.
Can you imagine the shit talking?
Oh, I can't wait for it.
It's interesting. It would be interesting to see how Conor approaches the shit talking, whether he's going to do what he did with Nate, because I think that Jorge is one of those guys that relishes in that. He wants that environment. So when you give him that, it makes him comfortable. And it allows him to like roll off his shoulders and get into his zone, where is if he doesn't play into it, which I don't think Conor's definitely going to play into it if they get in a fight, but it almost helped Nate in that first fight, I think. If Conor does that, which is a big ask, it's a big fucking ask. Go just go beat Jorge and go beat Khabib. But if he does do that, it's almost like it doesn't almost make sense in my head that someone could do that after seeing how he performed against him the first time. He's the only guy I think ever went around against Khabib. In the UFC, and if he beats Khabib, I don't think there's any more talking.
No one's allowed to speak.
Yeah, there's no more talking. Like, I don't even know what fight you make after that. Like, if with the current roster, if he were to just do that,
I mean, we're talking 2 fights. That's a span of probably close to a year.
Yeah, it would have to be Usman.
Well, we'll have to.
Or who's ever holding the title at 170. He would have to go for the champ thing.
Champ. So, all right. So that's what you think for McGregor. How about Cowboy? What's left for him now?
I think Cowboy. Again, it's hard.
Do you want him to stay at 170, or do you want him to pop back down?
I think the Cowboy should fight wherever he feels most comfortable. Because right now it's hard, because the problem with these kind of fights,
both of these divisions are so stacked.
Yeah, but the problem with this kind of fight is that Conor was away for so long, everyone was questioning Conor.
Yeah.
Is he going to be good? He's been away for so long, ring rust, blah, blah, blah. So you're looking at it like Donald beats Conor. The thing isn't Donald destroys the legend, really. It's Conor fell off. He was out of training camp too long. All this shit. All those questions get answered that way. But now it's like, well, Conor beat him. Conor's the best. Donald's washed up. It's like, I don't think either of those are the case. No. I think that Conor came into this fight highly motivated because of what he went through and everything that's been going on. And he wanted to regain what he had, because he had the hunger again. And he had the focus from the hunger. Donald, I think, is at a point in his career where I think he should just try to make the most money that he can, and just do it as long as it's fun for him.
Yeah, I would agree with that. This is almost like an exaggerated version of the Masvidal-Askren fight. You know, it happened so fast, and it happened with such an obscure thing. He broke his nose with his shoulder. Well, like, you can't prepare for that.
I'll tell you why it's different, though. You're right, though. That is like, I don't want to say John Jones shit, but he didn't make it up. He was training for it. But that's like, I see something and I use it, but he uses it to an effectiveness that, like, is shocking. Like, people will be talking about this for a while, this shoulder strike thing. And don't fucking be surprised if you don't see guys trying to do this. Because it's now proven it can work.
Yeah.
It's now proven that it's not just a, hey, I'm going to jockey for position here. It's a, I can really hurt you.
Yeah.
But the difference between this fight and the Masvidal fight is the Masvidal fight was one strike from a I'm not saying it was a lucky knee, but you know what I'm saying? But this fight was multiple strikes, different positions, a lot of things happened here. I think that we learned, if Conor had the performance of Masvidal versus Askren, I think we'd still have questions about how good. Yes, because it's like anyone could land that shot. It can happen. Yeah. But what happened? This one, his fucking precision was perfect. His timing was perfect.
I'm taking this from the other direction. I'm not questioning whether McGregor is back, because clearly he is back. He is primed. He is ready. I'm taking this from the Cowboy perspective. I'm taking this from the Askren loss against Masvidal. Well, we can't really say, Askren's washed up. Same thing here. We didn't really get to see Cowboy perform, and even the way he got caught was such a different experience. It wasn't something.
We didn't have enough time in the ring.
Yes, exactly. So this fight doesn't show that Cowboy
I see what you're saying.
Washed up.
No, I don't think that he is.
No, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
But he did lose. This makes now what, 4?
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's hard because you don't get any easy fights when you're famous.
Yeah.
And
especially when you'll fight whoever.
Exactly. Especially when you're a bad motherfucker like Cowboy. But he got caught off guard with, first of all, he dodged a big punch, went to take him down. Got caught off guard with the shoulder strikes, had his nose broken, disoriented, and then got caught with a head kick. It was the flawless victory for Conor, and everything that could go wrong went wrong for Donald.
Mortal Kombat style, flawless victory.
Exactly. So that's as perfect of a fight as you can get.
Yeah, 100%.
From Conor, and as horrible of a circumstances that can happen for Cowboy.
Yeah.
So I think Cowboy should take some time off, go regroup, have some beers, go wakeboarding, go skydiving, jet skiing, all that crazy shit. Take a look at the landscape and just look for, right now, fun fight, make some money. Let me get back into the swing of things. Let's see where I'm at.
That's fair.
Let's not try to take on the whole world. Let's not do something and take on a fight at last minute. Let's not plan it out, but just, recognize the landscape. Just do what you can, make as much money as you can. But I think his next fight not should be easy, but they should give him a guy. They should give him a guy that's going to be a fun fight.
Okay.
I think they owe him that.
That's fair.
I think they owe him a fun fight. This was a very fun fight. Very fun fight leading up. It was exciting as fuck when you're watching it. But I think they should throw him another bone and give him another fun fight. And that's what I think.
All right. I think that about wraps us up.
Yes, it does.
Any last words?
Last words is Champ is apparently back.
Champ is champion.
Champ.
Chomp. All right, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. We come out with these 4 times a week. We do fight reviews, fight predictions, and what do you got? Stay tuned to see what those are. Also, go to brodownpro.com to get all your bro down gear. We have t-shirts, hoodies, a whole bunch of other good shit for you to find.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. We'll catch you guys next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.